All right. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Phir Baar, Modi Sarkar. This is Sandeep Balakrishna, your host, and like every week, I'm joined by Mr. Vijay Chada, one of the most level-headed political commentators and analysts in India, who describes himself as a news junkie. Hello, Vijay, and welcome back and raise your hand.
Hi Sandeep and hi viewers.
Yeah, how are you doing this week?
Doing good, doing good.
Okay, so Vijay, first things first, it looks like you have become a star, but before you deny or object, you will need to explain the short video clip starring superstar Vijay Chada clarifying the controversy over Aadhaar that was raked up last week. And in light of that, what was the big deal? Why did you have to do that video even?
Now,
Yeah,
I don't know whether I'm superstar or not, but
you are.
the true story has been running uh,
Mm.
stories, detailed stories on changing media narratives.
True picture, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is True Picture.
Yeah.
True Picture has been running these long articles
Hmm.
on the changing media narratives on various issues between UPA regime and the NDA government. So the articles are like written on Aadhaar, GST, farm loan waiver, forex, and all these things. They're quite a long articles, very detailed with links and screenshots provided there, and how the op-ed writers have changed
Mm.
their views from UPA regime to NDA government times. So what we thought was to come up with a 2-minute video to explain that entire article. It is just like a trailer of the article, so people can actually go and read the articles on True Picture website for further detail. But the whole idea is to get people to understand the changing media narratives between the UPA government and the NDA government. So this is what we are trying to do.
All right. So, but if you can quickly summarize what the controversy over Aadhaar, I mean, every month or every 2 months, there seems to be some of the other new controversy that is manufactured over Aadhaar.
Yeah,
Perhaps it is valid, perhaps it is not explained well. So, if you can summarize that in about say under 5 minutes, it will be great.
yeah. See, Aadhaar was launched by UPA government
Correct.
in Maharashtra by Sonia Gandhi
Right.
herself. At
Hmm.
that particular point of time, it was supposed to have provided an identity and a way to do the direct transfer of subsidies and then identification, uh, financial inclusion, and host lot of other steps. Now the issue is it was all done without a legal backing. That was point number one. And then after the NDA
No, no,
government
no.
came,
When you say without legal backing, what do you exactly mean?
so there was a
Because
no,
it is
yeah,
the government that passed that Aadhaar thing, right? It
no,
is
no.
the government that.
There
Hmm.
was never an law actually during UPA era.
Okay,
So so
okay,
so
okay. Hmm.
people were being enrolled. They were doing everything, uh, but Aadhaar was did not have a legal backing. Legal backing came only in 2016.
Hmm.
So which is the targeted public distribution of services and goods. That act has been brought in by NDA government now,
Hmm.
which provided a legal backing and which clearly mentioned what are the activities that are going to be done with Aadhaar and where Aadhaar is required. So without a legal backing, it was carried out. But even at that particular point of time, the entire op-ed writers were writing completely saying that this is the solution for all the evils and routing. It will reduce corruption. But surprisingly, when the same good policy that they were mentioning about in UPA government, when the NDA government has actually taken up, and it has expanded. Almost every adult Indian in the country has an Aadhaar now, and has very clearly brought it out with a legal backing, and almost 400 schemes are uh,
They are
used.
linked to other, yeah.
They are linked, and money is actually being transferred through DBTs. But now the issues are different. Now the issues are becoming privacy. The issue is poor are being excluded, and then whatnot. You can say surveillance state and all. But here is the counter, in a sense that we needed an identity to a citizen to prove that you are you. I mean, how the government can say that you are who you are saying. So one of the things Aadhaar has provided is that providing an identity.
Okay.
And yeah, so with a proper legal backing, and if you want any of the government subsidies and others, you require what you
Another
call
card,
an
yeah. Another
Aadhaar
card.
card, and then which is linked to your bank account. So money is being transferred. So what has happened now is it has reduced corruption, basically the leakages,
Mm-hmm.
and removed many of the ghost and duplicate entries that were being used to uh, gobble up the money,
Yeah.
taxpayers' money.
Okay.
So as I was saying earlier, any money saved is
Money earned,
express
yeah.
money earned and
Money earned,
expressed,
yeah.
and to be used for something else.
Mm-hmm.
So so that was the whole issue. And so we wanted to just bring up what was the changing media narrative, how
Mm-hmm.
media narrative is being manipulated or countered.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the detailed clarification. So let's move on to question number two. Last week, we did a deep dive into the numerous reforms done by Modi Sarkar and phenomenal turnaround in the power sector under this regime. So this week, I would like to pick your brains about infrastructure, hard infrastructure, especially the road network, shipping, port and harbor building, and so on. So under Atalji's tenure, his dream project, the Golden Quadrilateral, ran at an unstoppable pace until it met with a massive roadblock called the 10-year Congress-led UPA government. But now, going by numerous reports released from time to time over the last 3 years at least, it appears that a Surface Transport and Shipping Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, has wasted no time in bringing back the infrastructure on track. I think this we can go with some detailed analysis and look at this sector for this week. Vijay, it's over to you now.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite topics always,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
infrastructure, because hard infrastructure done well, which will really it will help the country.
Hmm.
There's no doubt. Second doubt, there are no doubts about it. We can see that the Golden Quadrilateral project that was launched by Vajpayee ji
Hmm.
uh, had come in post 2000, which was almost like 3 years
Almost 3 years. Yeah. Yeah.
left into the government. But the real impact of the road building activities were carried over to the UPA regime in the first 4 years, where the economic growth that many people have shown, the
Hmm.
real impact was basically of the Golden Quadrilateral and the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana that they have really carried out.
Hmm.
So once Nitin Gadkari ji was made the surface transport minister, and now it is road transport and highways, shipping and port. I was quite happy for a simple reason that he comes with a phenomenal execution background on infrastructure works from Maharashtra when he was a PWD minister.
Yeah, the Mumbai Pune Expressway, right?
Yeah, it was just not Mumbai Pune Expressway. He has done the Mumbai Pune Expressway. There were a lot of flyovers and infrastructure constructions in Maharashtra during his period. There were
Okay.
around 55 flyovers were designed and
Mm-hmm.
completed. Even that Worli ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
which many folks, which we see today, was actually planned, designed, and tendered during Gadkari's tenure. And even that Shivri link, which is being planned now, what
Mm-hmm.
was planned at that particular point of time.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes back with a solid execution background, and also he with deep knowledge about the sector. Once he was made the surface transport minister, the things he took it on from day one. He knew that the importance of this sector, and what has happened was during the UPA regime, the road construction, which was at around 20, almost like it hit 20 kilometers per day during Vajpayee's uh,
Era.
government times.
Mm.
Uh, and but then it has almost come to a standstill of around 11 kilometers per day by the time UPA has left power.
Mm.
It was due to various reasons. They
Mhm.
had this land acquisition law.
Mm.
Many projects were stuck, which had actually jacked up the highway project rates.
Cost, yeah.
Yeah, cost. And then you had the environment. Many projects were stuck at environmental approval stage,
Hmm.
and many of these road projects were almost being declared as NPS. I mean, if you have seen yesterday or day before yesterday, Rajiv Chandrasekhar
Mm.
question had actually been replied almost like I think it was around 2 lakh
I
crores.
saw that on Rajya Sabha. He also
Yeah,
circulated a reply on Twitter and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Facebook. Yeah.
So it was around 2 lakh crores worth of infrastructure projects were almost on the verge of being declared as NPS at that
NPA.
particular point of time.
Correct.
So it was like there was no money for contractors, there was no money from the government to spend on road projects. So most of them were getting stuck. So he had to untangle a lot of things in the
Hmm.
sense that getting the bankers together, reducing I mean, what you call reducing the size of the package which is to be awarded,
Hmm.
uh, and then slowly many of these efforts which really help. And as of end of March, I think we hit the 26 or 27 kilometers per day
Oh,
construction.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think from they have started measuring it in lane kilometers, which we will, and I think back data also will be updated in such a way where because 27 kilometers of road is just not 27 kilometers of road; it is 4-lane road, so it is actually
It's
almost.
far greater actually.
Yeah. So
Correct.
and no, and I think they are going to do even for the UPA regime, whatever the lane kilometers that were constructed, it is going to be a like to like comparison.
Okay.
So as per the lane kilometers, it's almost like 96 lane kilometers per day construction is what is happening. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, which I think they are going to hit 30 by end of this year or 35. This is what I am
Hmm.
expecting. So that is one part of the where policy decisions were taken efficiently and road construction was carried out. There was much delegation of powers to NHAI and so that for faster award of projects and monitoring. And then one other interesting thing that happened during Gadkari's ministry during this period was many people may not have heard about something called as Inam Pro,
No,
which
no.
is
Even I haven't heard of it.
yeah, it's an online website which was started almost 3 years ago, where the materials that are used for construction, highway construction, particularly cement, bitumen, and all these things,
Hmm.
uh, were all the suppliers were made to uh, give the rates, and then people contractors could buy from them. So, for example, when it was launched, around 36 cement manufacturing companies with around 100, at 151 locations across the country, they have
Hmm.
given their rates in a sense that they have said, so if you order from this plant, this is the rate per bag of cement that you are going to get to the contractor. So there was a transparent way, and also the contractors knew at what price they are going to get the input costs for to construct the materials and
Okay.
how much they can sell. So it was a win-win. So the suppliers knew uh, what was the demand that was coming in from highway constructions, and also the contractors knew from where to buy and what is the rate. So that is one. The beauty of that particular Inam Pro was that now they have recently, I mean, they have updated it. It's called as Inam Pro Plus, where
Hmm.
almost everything that is related to highway construction and to highway management, including CCTV cameras, your curb stones, lease of trucks, dumpers, everything.
Mhm.
They are available at a rate. Inam Pro Plus, anyone can go. It is available at what rate the contractors can get it. So that was one step which he has taken. Inam Pro, which really showed up transparency and all. And there were many things, like for example, toll. As of now, there is a website which actually shows, and an app which actually shows the toll plazas that are there across all the national highways. You can see it on a map. What is the price if you move from one place to another, and what is the year-wise toll collection right from the day many of the things were launched. So there is again transparency there. Uh, then if we come to the next part, of raising funds. So he has gone ahead for innovative ways of financing also. One, he is taking the loan, a loan from SBI of
Mhm.
around 25,000 crores. And
Okay.
also yesterday he has actually mentioned very clearly that they're going to raise bonds from retail. He's actively selling the
Yeah,
bonds.
yeah, I know that. I
So,
have read the reports there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is around
even for
62,000 crores.
yeah, even for individual retail
Yeah.
investors, they can buy those bonds. Yeah,
Yeah, which will give an 8% or above
yeah,
returns.
return.
That would be.
Correct.
Other than that, there is something called as TOT, which is toll operate transfer.
True.
So, uh, already built expressways where traffic and highways where already traffic is there. It has been given out. It has been bidded out as part bundle one. So what happens is companies can bid for those particular highway section where they will operate.
Mm-hmm.
They will collect the money, and also they have promised an X amount of money to be paid to NHA who have built the road, and then they will transfer at a period of after 25 years or 30 years, depending upon
Mm.
at what point the uh, concessionaire period is ending. So the first bundle, which was actually I think announced 6 months or 3 months, 3 to 6 months back, it was given to a company called Macquarie Investment. So it was I think the NHA and the government was,
Australian-based company, right?
yeah, yeah, and the government was expecting around $1 billion. So they have
Mm.
quoted $1.5 billion, and
Mm.
now it is being transferred. 2 days ago, they have given something called as uh, for same TOT for bundle two around across 9 states. So this is just on the highway side that he has done wonders actually. And then if we come to uh,
Shipping and harbor and ports.
yeah,
Develop.
we will come. So ports is again, sorry, the ports and port connectivity is again uh, being taken up at a very high level with a strategic plan in place and being tracked very seriously. One is the Sagarmala project. I
Correct.
will I will just explain what really the Sagarmala project is all about. Just give me 1 second. We can just.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Sagarmala actually has around 577 projects. So
Mm-hmm.
it is based on around four key pillars, uh, and uh, it cuts across 19 states and union territories. And out of these 577 projects, more than 70% of the projects are in various stages of implementation.
So
So,
let me come in here.
uh,
This Sagarmala, is it a new conception, a new scheme or project envisaged by the Modi government, or are you referring to these, various projects in various stages of completion? Were they already started before Mr. Modi became PM?
I think it was still, as far as I remember, I mean, I need to check, I may be wrong, but it was still in a conceptual stage. The funding and what projects need to be done, those came in the Modi government.
I see. So yeah,
So
you're talking about four pillars.
yeah, the four pillars were basically the port modernization, the existing port modernization, port connectivity, which is both
Hmm.
the roads and railways there, and port linked industrialization. So they're coming out with cluster-based development, and then
Mm-hmm.
the coastal community development, basically community around the port. So, so, so out of all these things. So 61 projects have been completed, 162 projects are under implementation.
Mm-hmm.
And so 45 projects are under tendering, and there is still something which DPRs are happening. So this is just the Sagarmala. So you can go to Sagarmala website, which actually lists out all the 577 projects that are available at which stage they are there, and you can track them. Everyone can track them. And then if we come to the ports, actually, so again, it's an interesting phenomenon what that has happened. So we have seen in 2010, 2011, the cargo traffic at major ports in the country was around 570 million tons, which by 2017-18, it has reached 679 million tons. So the traffic had actually increased by 5 times, because basically during the period of 2014 to 2018, compared to 2010 to 2014.
Wow, five
Yeah,
times.
yeah. So this also happened due to various factors. Like for example, in 2011-12, the overall turnaround time was around 107 hours, and by the time UPA left power, it was at around 94 hours. 2013-14, the turnaround time, and by
Mm-hmm.
2017-18, the turnaround time has actually reduced to 64 hours. So
That's about one third of the past period, right? Period
yes,
under comparison, yeah.
yes, yes. So there due to faster turnaround time, you are able to handle more traffic, and then the port vessels actually they need not pay demurrage charges. So ports can actually pick up uh, cargo from this port and take it at a faster rate. So all these things also helped in what we call so net profit, which was around 1,000 crores, around 1,000 crores in 2013-14, it has actually increased almost to 3,400 crores by 2017-18. I'm saying net profit of
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, all the ports put together, major ports put together in this country. So
Mm-hmm. So,
and then so almost it's 3 times in the last four
okay,
years.
so what you're saying essentially,
It is operationally they have done very well. So there's no
so
doubt about it.
essentially the turnaround time has reduced by one third,
Hmm.
and the net profits have increased three times.
Yeah,
There is almost a direct one-to-one correlation there, right?
I don't know. There can be many other things also,
There
but
could be, but
yeah.
look at it at a
Hmm.
large picture, and I think that is the conclusion that you can reasonably derive.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I'm forgetting, if I'm not mistaken, even shipping corporation had, which was in losses during UPA era, actually turned into profit during. So
Hmm.
this is what I don't remember the exact number, but this is uh, this is what we can speak about what
Mhm.
he has done.
That is some really phenomenal work. Yeah. After power sector, I think these two guys seem to be competing with each other in, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. All infra ministries have really worked. Even the soft ministries also really have worked with. We
Hmm.
cannot say the impact that we cannot see the impact directly. Yeah, just to add before I forget,
Okay.
two, three things. One, there is also the coastal shipping that is, and so from I think from Chennai to Kandla or from Kandla to Chennai, internal transportation of goods also happen through the ports, through the sea lane.
Oh,
That they have tried.
like connecting the east and the west coast, no?
Yeah, instead of using the road,
The road, yeah.
they use the
Use
seaways
water,
to get
yeah.
it.
Hmm.
That is one. We don't know what are the values and all that have been provided, but that
Okay.
it has been tested at least for with a car company, if I'm not mistaken. There
Okay.
is cruise terminals are being built,
Yeah,
so
Mr.
that
Gadkari just announced some luxury cruise starting from Kolkata to Varanasi, correct?
I'll come to that. I'm saying about the sea-based cruise tourism, which is the
Okay.
international cruise
Sea-based.
travel.
Okay, okay.
So,
Hmm.
so there, so they're coming. Terminals are being built.
Mm-hmm.
I think at Mumbai and Kochi and Mangalore also, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So there is a huge cruise terminal and cruise tourism, which
Mm-hmm.
is being taken up. Inland waterways, as you just said, that around 1,400 kilometers has been they're piloted. which is going to be launched on August 15th, by the way.
Oh, fantastic! That's a good date to launch it.
Yeah, trial run is running. It's around 1,400 kilometers from Varanasi to Kolkata. It's on Ganga. So that's one. And his favorite one is island tourism.
Okay.
Which is basically Andamans and all. So people normally travel to Mauritius and Maldives and all.
Correct.
So they wanted to create some sort of release some islands from restrictions and be given to private sector or whoever want to operate for luxury tourism. So I think 29 islands have been declared to be announced actually 2 days before.
For private sector, right?
Yeah.
Commercially.
Yeah, commercial.
Yeah. All right. So that was pretty comprehensive, Vijay. And yeah, like someone commented on one of the videos, you seem to be like a walking encyclopedia on all these issues. So let's move. Let's move on to the next question. The other big news last week was passing the SC/ST bill, which definitely counts as a big move. And on the surface, it definitely looks like it is Modi's gambit to attract a bigger chunk of the SC/ST votes in the upcoming 2019 elections. Of course, this could be a pragmatic take perspective that is typically written in the media, but there could be some other reason behind passing that bill. So I would like you to throw more light on this, maybe add to this.
Yeah, in a sense that there is mischievous, there was mischievous reporting, rumor mongering that went all through the country. One was related, once the Supreme Court has said that there needs to be a prior permission before arresting. So that instead of, because as of now it is, I think it was an non-bailable offense at
it was
and then Supreme Court said no, first do a prior approval and then you can do the FIRs, and there was no change much actually about what Supreme Court had said. They have said the same thing in during 498A also, that they have to.
Correct.
So it's basically presumed innocent till proven guilty. That is the whole logic of
law, criminal law.
So these two 498A and SC/ST Act was almost turning it on the head on those particular issue of arresting without bail. So it is no one was asking not to arrest or not to take action, but the court said that at least do some preliminary due diligence and approval. But the rumor mongering had gone hard, which says that they have mixed everything. So they said they have diluted, the government has diluted the law, and then they have also said that government is going to remove the reservation, and all sorts of nonsense was being circulated. Even if you see today also, in spite of the government actually passing a law overturning what Supreme Court judgment, Rahul Gandhi and Sitaram Yechury are actually doing a protest saying that these guys have not done anything. So it is really surprising. And then,
no, it's not surprising. Knowing the names that you took, knowing their track record, it's not surprising.
So
anyway,
so I think that that is the reason why they had to bring this amendment, so that to overturn the
all this rumor mongering, right?
Yeah, because of rumor mongering, and I don't think they want to go into the election year with this sort of negativity.
This sort of, correct.
Because they have done so much good work, so I don't think it should. These things should spoil.
Propaganda should not spoil the good work that they've done. I agree. Yeah. All right. So the last and final question. Shashi Tharoor does it again. Even today he's defending that, but just to recap in case people, forget quickly. Vijay, seriously, what was Shashi Tharoor thinking when he made that, that really, really nasty statement? It was really petty. It was terribly mean. It was demeaning an entire community, the Naga community. Just so people know, the Nagas have a very, very noble and a very dharmic history of at least nearly 2 or 3 thousand years, because if not more, because Arjuna in his yatra, in his pilgrimage in the Mahabharata, marries one of the Naga princesses, and there is some elaborate detail about the hospitality and the deep and rich culture of the Nagas in our epics and in some Puranas. And this Oxford returned guy, I mean, wherever he returned from, like Subramanian Swami just said, no, yeah, this guy looks like Shashi Tharoor looks like a butler wearing that suit and tie and all that. So, what was Tharoor thinking? Yeah, why does he do it on purpose? Is he like Rahul Gandhi acting like a poll agent for Mr. Modi and the BJP? And the only, in his view, the perhaps the only fault of Mr. Modi is because he consistently refuses to wear the skull cap.
That has been happening from 2002 onwards.
Hmm.
And there was an India TV interview, if I'm not, in which Modi ji has given in 2013.
Hmm.
He said, uh, "मैं टोपी किसी को नहीं पहनाता हूँ."
Fantastic. Hmm.
Okay, and then
Hmm.
I respect everyone.
Hmm.
So there is a difference between religious headgear and traditional headgear, which normally people use.
Hmm.
And he is very clear that some things I'm not comfortable wearing or I don't want to wear. He is not going to wear it, which is against his principles. But that did not stop him ever
Hmm.
uh, do things what he is doing. Basically, when he's speaking about giving a gas connection or an electricity connection or anything else, there is no way that he is discriminating between whether you are a Muslim or a Hindu in
No,
US.
exactly. So this is where the Congress narrative is that they wear skull caps and do tokenism, and the Muslims remain where they are. But here is a man who actually he doesn't discriminate at all. Like he's repeatedly said, "Agar मैं सड़क लगवाता हूँ तो it's not only the Hindus that use it."
Exactly, it's like that. But anyway, we should not actually be discussing much about that topic.
Mhm.
It is up to Shashi Tharoor what he wants to speak and say. It is, and then their party has to take a call. So it is nothing related to us. Uh, they are trying the polarization gimmick and trying to make Muslims feel that you are being discriminated, but which is not the real case.
And I don't think the Muslims are even buying this discrimination, fear mongering story anymore.
We will see in 2019
We
elections.
will see that in 2019.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So I think on that note, we can close this episode. And Vijay, I did take your recommendation seriously. Parmanu, I watched Parmanu. It's a very good movie, actually. It could have been done better. But on the whole, it is a good showcase of a nuclear prowess. And I especially enjoyed the taking and, the at some level, I think it's a very moving film. So
yeah,
thanks for recommending the movie.
yeah. Actually, I wanted to add something. The
Hmm.
last week was quite crucial, and the next week is also going to be very interesting and important for
Hmm.
two reasons.
Hmm.
So we have hit the 8 crore mark on Swachh Bharat Abhiyan toilets that have been built in this country. Uh,
8 crores?
8 crores, yeah. Uh,
Whoa.
okay. 5 crore Ujjwala LPG connections have been given,
Okay.
and these were given. The target was it came 8 months ahead. So
Okay.
yeah, so 5 crore families have LPG connections. Okay, through
Mm-hmm.
Ujjwala. Saubhagya, which was launched in October last year, has crossed the 1 crore connections mark. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
electrifying houses that are unelectrified, 1 crore houses have been electrified. And very interestingly, uh, so we have almost touched the 1 lakh connections per day run rate. So almost every day now in August, till August 8th, at least numbers that we have yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
it is around 8 lakh connections. Houses have been provided electric connection. Okay, and if they continue this pace,
Hmm.
okay, if they
Hmm.
continue this pace, we are going to see by March 31st, 2019, the remaining 2.5 crore households are going to be electrified. Now, just imagine this. What has happened?
Hmm.
8 crore households that never had toilets.
Hmm.
They
Now
got
have
toilet.
now they have toilets.
Now
Yeah.
they got toilets at their home. Okay.
Hmm.
5 crore families that did not have LPG connections have got LPG connections at their home.
Right.
Okay. Unelectrified 3.5 crores
Hmm.
houses that have remained unelectrified, out of which around 1 crore houses have already been done, and hopefully by March we are going to see another 2.5 crore households getting electricity connection. That is change phenomenal. I mean, what you have seen is transformation.
No, that is transforming in the real sense
Yeah,
because it hits directly to every single individual.
yeah,
All these numbers that you have mentioned,
yeah,
and that's some real good data, Vijay.
yeah.
Right. And if you have nothing else to add, or if you want anything else to add, this is your chance for this episode.
Yeah, yeah. I want, please, I'm recommending to read this book.
The
Uh,
unending game.
yeah, The Unending Game by Vikram Sood. Do it, and it's a good book. It has some very interesting tidbits about
Mhm.
research and analysis wing and something that we have done. And if you are interested in espionage and that sort of things.
Okay, from a news junkie, you're becoming a spy. Okay.
No, I'm not. That's what junkie reads all sorts of books.
Right. All right, guys. So that's it for this week. And if you found this podcast series useful, click the like button, share it with your family, friends, well wishers, and most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. So until the next episode, stay tuned. This is Sandeep Balakrishna signing off.
Thank you. Yeah.
See ya.